Hi everyone, today I wanted to do a video on my stitching plan review for 2015 and wanted to just remind you all of what I said I was hoping to achieve this year, and we're 6 months in, so it's a good opportunity to have a look back and see if I'm on track and how I'm going. Dee Stitcher has also added some tag questions to this video, which I thought was a great idea. Thank you, Dee. So I'll be answering those at the end. And I'll try not to keep this too long, guys, because I have a whole stack of videos that I need to catch up on, so I don't want to bore you all with my talking. So when I wrote my goals for 2015, I actually wrote them just prior to Christmas 2014, and the other day I rewatched my video and I made notes of what I said I wanted to do, and I've written those down here, so excuse me for looking down because I am a scatterbrain and I forget things and I need to review to my notes, and I just want to compare, see how I'm going, whether I'm on track. So 2015 was a new year for me to begin rotations. I have mentioned in all my other videos that I was always a one whip at a time person, and I really wanted to start rotations because I have so much stuff in my stash, and I felt that that would be a good way for me to feel like I was stitching on more things at once. So I started that on the 1st of January, and I started with my Mirabilia Mermaid, my Save the Stitches Blackwork Journey, Mini Bath Time, and 99 bottles. I have since finished my Mirabilia Mermaid and my 99 bottles, so I'm really wrapped with that. I also mentioned in my video that my hopeful next starts after I'd finished some projects would be Celtic Autumn, which I have started, so I'm on track there. Possibly Mirabilia Red, which I have purchased, but I'll go into her a little bit later. The Needleworker design, which I have started and since finished. And I also mentioned Tilton Crafts Hocus Pocus. My plans, my big plans for the year, to have one each on the go of one Mirabilia, one Lavender and Lace Celtic Lady, one Heaven and Earth Designs, and one other, and that other could be anything. So I'm pretty much still sticking to that. I have changed it slightly in that I don't want to have one Mirabilia and one Lavender and Lace Celtic Lady on the go in the same month, because they're both ladies, and even though one could be a mermaid or whatever, I wanted to change that up a little bit. So I decided not long ago that I would actually do one Mirabilia and then a Lavender and Lace, and then do the Mirabilia next, and then follow with the Lavender and Lace. So that's how I'm actually going to progress for the rest of this month. So I finished my Mirabilia Mermaid, and then I started on my Celtic Autumn. So next I should be doing another Mirabilia, and this is the only slight alteration in my plan. I have actually decided not to do that for my next start, and the only reason is because I have a lot of Mirabilia charts and I got really overwhelmed and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to begin. And I've recently placed a big order from 123 Stitch for all my supplies for my next few projects, and that was my opportunity to get my supplies for my Mirabilia, and I decided not to worry about it anymore, and that I would actually pull out my one UFO that I have never completed. So that's my Christmas stocking. So I'm going to actually, when I finish Celtic Autumn, the plan is to pull out my Christmas stocking and get that finished. Get that UFO completely done, and I won't ever have to worry about having a UFO anymore, because it's the only one I have. And timing works great too, because that will then be finished before Christmas. So I'm pretty happy with that plan. I have decided that obviously after that I will be doing a Mirabilia. I was going to say Mirabilia Mermaid, but it's not necessarily a mermaid. And to take the worry out of me choosing something, I have already mentioned to my mum that I'd like to do a Mirabilia for her. So she's coming down to Adelaide next week, and I'm going to give her my entire folder of Mirabilias, and she's going to choose one that she likes. And then we're going to go through my fabric stash and find something nice to stitch it on. So I'm really happy because that whole decision's been completely taken out of my control, and I'm going to let someone else decide, which is awesome. Okay, so that was my rotation plans for the year. So that's all pretty well on track, pretty happy. So my goals for 2015 were to hopefully finish at least one Christmas design and to start, or more, and to start that around July, August. So we're only just in the middle of July now, and I haven't actually started one yet, but I have ordered supplies to start a couple of designs very soon. So it might be more August than July, but that's still on track. Obviously, it all depends on my rotations and what I have finishing. I also said that I would like to start some Christmas cards, and I'm planning on starting those around September and October. So again, a bit too early to talk about that, but hopefully that will still work. My Christmas ornament, December 13, so that's going to be a yearly thing for me. December 13 is my dad's birthday, my dad that's passed, so I want to commemorate his birthday each year by stitching him an ornament. I mentioned I would like to start a chatelaine 2015. Now, that's not going to happen this year. It's probably the only thing really in my whole plans that is not going to happen. The reason for that is simply the Aussie dollar. The economy is really bad at the moment. I have really expensive taste, it seems, when it comes to everything. And the chatelaines that I have chosen are the really expensive ones. And when I went to the European Cross Stitch website, which I've learned from a lot of you is the best way to get the entire pack. It doesn't work out any cheaper getting it from anywhere else. So, you know, one of the charts I was looking at was about $250. Sorry, not the chart. The chart's not even included in that. But the kit, so the cottons, the silks, the fabric, $250 US. Then by the time you convert it to Australian dollars, it goes up by another $80. And I just can't justify that. Sorry, my cat's trying to get into something. I can't justify that. The plan was for Mother's Day, my family gave me a heap of money to buy cross stitch, and I was going to buy a chatelaine, and then when I saw that, I was sort of put off a little bit. So I've just put that on hold for now until the Aussie dollar recovers a little bit. It is going to happen, and you know, it just builds the excitement a little bit more. So maybe 2016 will be the year for me for the chatelaine. I could probably start with a smaller one, but they don't interest me as much. I don't know, I'm one of these people that jumps in the deep end and ends up doing something really difficult, but that's the way I've always been, and I enjoy it that way. One of the other plans for 2015 was to start a Biscornu, which I have done and I've completed and I love, and I just can't wait to do more of those. They are fantastic. If you haven't done one yet, highly recommend them. I also said I wanted to join Fabric of the Month Club, which I have also done. And I have joined Stephanie's Fabric of the Month Club, so I get a mystery package every month from her, and I haven't stitched on any of those yet, but it's okay. I'm getting a nice collection there together, and they will come in handy. And the other thing I said I wanted to do was make my own needle minders. So I had a series of buttons and things that I had purchased. The needle minders, they're also on hold purely for the fact that I'm having trouble getting those rare earth magnets here in Australia. You can get them, but they're very expensive here. And Amazon.com, I believe, sell them, but they don't ship to Australia. So that's okay. That I have plenty of other things on the go, and it's not very important to me. One day I'll get around to them, but for now I'm enjoying purchasing my needle minders from Jenna's Needle Minder Collection on Facebook, or otherwise known as Needle Minder Addict on Etsy. She has a beautiful range of needle minders, and I'm more than happy to help out another Australian business. So now I had some video goals for the year, and I said I wanted to do the tag videos. I have done some of them, and I'm aware I've gotten really far behind on the latest ones. I also have to do Garrett's one, Coffee Stitcher. I haven't done that one, and I haven't done Kerry's stitching spot, and I haven't done the Tool Time one. So there's just not enough hours in the day. I have to do those. I also mentioned doing a video for my finished projects. That hasn't been done yet, and possibly a stash video that hasn't been done yet. I'm sorry if any of you are hanging out for those. I will get there eventually. It will happen, not overnight. I'll get there. So the sun's going down quickly here, so I'll rush this along. I also mentioned doing some stitch alongs that I wanted to do for 2015, and I did manage to do some with the Cross Stitch It's Fun group. I did the Irish one, and I did the Valentine's one, and I think there was another one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I decided, I wrote out my calendar, and I was actually going to participate in most of them, but then I decided that it would cut into the time of the things that I really wanted to stitch, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. So I blocked the FOMO, the fear of missing out. That was hard to do, but I did it, and I just concentrated on what I was doing. But, you know, I'll do more sales in the future. Okay, so I'll get on to D-Stitch's tag questions now, because then I can sum up what I've just previously said through those. Question number 1, is the year going the way you thought? My year is going way better than I thought. Anything that I had planned, I always try and make high hopes when I make plans, because I like to give myself something to aim for, even though I know I might not possibly get it all done. I never imagined. I have 21 finishes to date this year, and we're halfway through the year. That's incredible. If I keep going with that, that's over 40 finishes. That's just nuts. Even 21 finishes. I never would have imagined that. So I put that down to my rotation. And I know rotations don't work for everybody, but if anyone is interested in doing a rotation, the one tip I have for you is make sure that you have your pieces, make sure you have a variety of sizes in your rotations. For instance, it's no good having 4 Heaven and Earth designs on rotation and that's all you have, because it will take you forever to get a finish. So I always make sure that I have a few small pieces in there so that I'm constantly getting a finish, and you get that sense of sense of satisfaction from finishing something. So I make sure I have different projects in my rotation, so I have varying levels of difficulty as well, so something to challenge me, something's a bit more relaxing, something that's quick, something that's difficult. If you can understand what I mean, I think that's, for me, that's what works anyway. So I have something each week. I might have a relaxing week one week with a rotation, and then the following week it might be a challenging week. And yeah, I just find that works really well. So is the year going the way you thought? It's going better. I'm really happy. I also have, I should have checked before I did this video, as well as my 21 finishes, I think I have 16 FFOs. I don't have that many FFOs, I don't think, prior to this year. So again, that's awesome. And that's all thanks to you guys, because you inspire me to do these tutorials for you, and I'm learning during the tutorial as well. So we're both learning from each other, and you're inspiring me to do more and be more creative, and I love that. So thank you again to everyone. Okay, question number 2. I'm rambling, sorry. Question number 2. Have you learned anything new about yourself this year? I've learned a lot. I've learned that I have no self-control when it comes to being enabled by other stitchers. I'm probably not alone there, but yeah, that's something new I've learned. I've learned that saying I'm on a stash diet means the exact opposite. So I don't think you're going to hear those words come out of my mouth anymore, because I've only said it once this year, and then I had the biggest splurge that I've ever had. So that's a no-no for me. I've learned that fully finishing my projects is extremely rewarding. Up until now, I was happy to stitch things and then just put them away in a drawer. But actually finishing them up in different ways and actually finding different ways of finishing them, so whether it be a frame or a cube or a pincushion or a wall hanging, that's so much fun and so rewarding, and I'm enjoying that process just as much because I am a crafty person. I do like to sew. Years ago I used to make photo frame holders with the lace trim and, you know, had all my glue and all that sort of stuff. So I like to create things with my hands, and I can actually now incorporate the creative side of me even when that cross stitch is finished, and I can fully appreciate it even more because now I can see it all the time. I've also learnt that I love beading. I really enjoy beading. I use the invisible thread. Yeah, it can be a little bit annoying sometimes. I just take my time with it, but yeah, I love those beads. I love bling. So anyone that knows me knows that I can't just send something that's plain boring. I have to bling it up in some way. It's got to be some sparkle to it. Yeah. All right, question 3. Have you learned any new techniques this year? Yes, I've learned a lot. As far as stitching techniques go, I have learnt the pin stitch, which is doing, well, it's aimed for doing solitary stitches, but I quite often use that just for my normal cross stitching now. I find that fantastic, especially for finishing the stitch. I like to finish it off with the pin stitch rather than run the thread behind the back. I think it gives a nice, neater appearance. I've learnt the continental tent stitch, and that's great. A little bit more challenging obviously than cross stitching, but it's another thing to learn. I've had to write these down. Whip stitch, from putting my pincushion together, and the biscornu. That's very handy little stitch to learn. And with specialty stitches, I've learned Algerian eyes, the diamond eyelet stitch, and the eyelet stitch on my biscornu again. And I've learned black work as well. So I think that's it for stitch techniques. And as far as any new techniques, so finishing techniques are a technique as well. So I've learned how to make a wall hanging, a biscornu, a pincushion, a cushion, a cube. That's it for now, I think. The year's only halfway over. I'm sure I can add to that somehow. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I've learned a lot this year and really grateful from all the people I've also learned from. It's fantastic. And question 4, what do you hope to accomplish for the rest of the year? Okay, so for the rest of this year, I would like to finish my Celtic Autumn, and I'm pretty certain that will happen. So obviously I'm just going through my whips at the moment. My black work journey, if I stay on the plan that I'm on now, I do 2 blocks a month, I shall have that finished by the end of the year. So I would really like to have that finished. I need to find some time to bead all of that though as well, so I need to find a few extra days, I think. What else am I doing? Mini bath time, she won't be finished this year. I doubt that very much. What's my other one? Oh, my other one's giraffes. That will definitely be finished as well. So I hope to get most of my whips finished. I hope to, as I said before, I hope to get some Christmas cards made. I hope to get some Christmas designs made. I have quite a few birthdays coming up and other important events, so I'd like to make some cards for them. I would actually like to get my magical creatures from last year made into a wall hanging. I've already purchased the material, so I hope to get that done. I will still be working on my Cottage of the Month series until that's finished, but I only started that in April, so that will take me more than the rest of the year, but I will continue that each month and hope to finish off a cube each month for those. What else do I want to get done? I'd like to start a Mirabilia for my mum, so I'm pretty sure that will happen. I'd like to get the Christmas stocking finished, my one UFO. And if out of all these things, that's the only thing I accomplish, is to get that one UFO finished and actually even turned into a stocking, I will be the happiest person alive. I have had that UFO hanging over my head for, I don't know, nearly 18 years. And I like to finish things. I'm a finisher. I like to finish everything that I start, and sometimes I do have things put aside for a long period of time, but I know that they're there. I never forget that they're there, and I need to just get it finished and then achieve that sense of relief that, thank goodness, that's done. Don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, I think I've gone on long enough. Thank you very much, Dee, for your questions. They are really great. I think I'd really love to see everyone else do a 6-monthly review to let us all know how your year is going. And please use Dee's questions. I think they're awesome. And I think that's all for me today. So thank you once again for listening, liking, commenting, subscribing, all those usual things. I love reading all the comments and replying to them eventually. You guys are making it hard. You're all commenting and I don't get a lot of time. So, but thank you. I do appreciate it. And I will have another video for you very soon. If you haven't entered my giveaway, please find my video. It will be the one before this one. And that will be closing at the end of July. And there are some great prizes up for grabs. And I would love everyone to have an opportunity to win something. It's my way of saying thank you back to all of you. So I will say bye for now and take care. Happy stitching.